Mayor Muriel Bowser said yesterday that Washington, D.C. will begin to implement a list of extraordinary measures from hiring freezes to potential furloughs because of the potential for severe budget cuts after the GOP majority House failed to pass a fix requested by Donald Trump. Bowser said in an order set to take effect immediately, local government is imposing freezes on the hiring of new employees and contract staff with some exceptions, as well as a freeze on overtime for work performed after April 27th. The order comes after Congress left town on recess last week without passing legislation to prevent significant budget cuts for Washington. D.C. officials say the legislation is necessary to fix what lawmakers on both sides have suggested was a mistake in a separate, larger funding bill. I'm sure there's no waste to be found in Washington, D.C. whatsoever. Right? There are wins out there to this end. Cuts, reducing the size of government, shrinking the bureaucracy. I love this one. Tax Day Miracle from the Daily Wire. Over 20,000 IRS employees took Trump's second buyout offer. All right. Yesterday, tax day, around 22,000 IRS employees have accepted Trump's latest buyout offer, calling it quits at the service responsible for collecting taxes. This is from the New York Times reporting. IRS turnover marks a dramatic shift from the Biden administration when we know IRS staff was beefed up to around 100,000 employees. And of course, weren't we promised back then by that Republican crew, Kevin McCarthy and the others, that they were going to, the first item of business during McCarthy's tenure was to reduce the immediate uptick, the immediate call for some tens of thousands of Am I misremembering that, Eddie? Didn't they once promise, the previous Republican House said they were going to get rid of all these IRS employees?
Literally the first thing that Kevin McCarthy said after he grabbed the mallet. He went to the floor and he's just like, we're going to remove the 87,000 IRS agents. And that never happened.
Yeah. Never happened. 100,000. I don't think I knew this. This is New York Times reporting 100,000 additional IRS staff the Biden administration added during his tenure. The IRS cuts have reportedly forced the service to drop the number of audits it's able to perform. Oh, no! Whatever will we do? Now, see, that's the move of a dictator right there, isn't it? What an authoritarian goon Donald Trump is. The first thing you do when you're an authoritarian goon is reduce the number of government employees that can go combing through your personal finances. If I've heard it once, I've heard it 1,000 times. So stupid. Obviously, the opposite is true. Donald Trump, a deregulator, Doge combing through all the government fat, waste, fraud, abuse. They're finding it. They're encouraging people, leave if you want. We'll pay you out for 8 months, but get out of here. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. And the New York Times take from it all is, well, this is going to greatly diminish abusive audits from the IRS now. Damn it. Whose side are they on after all? You know, they're very much on the side of the alleged MS-13 gang member who's also now allegedly in court filings a wife beater. Allegedly, I have to keep legally saying. He's been sent to an El Salvador prison. The New York Times and everybody else is screaming and yelling that he's a Maryland dad, American patriot citizen. We do process. We love our people. We got to bring our people home, blah, blah, blah. Same media outlets lamenting, damn it, we're going to have fewer people to start harassing American citizens about their finances. These people don't mean any of it. They don't mean any of it. They want control of government is what they want. They want control. And they will use manipulative arguments, if necessary, to try to regain control of government. And the first thing they do, by the way, if they took control of Congress, is stick these IRS employees right back in the job. Because they love an all-powerful government that harasses American citizens. Don't fall for this phony baloney. We sympathize with due process. No, you don't. Just talk to J6ers.
For full shows, live and on demand, it's Salem News Channel.